Kia ora koutou, Reese from QuickSense here, and today we're looking at area and volume conversions. Now in this question here we're given a pretty common measure of volume for liquids, which is milliliters, and we're asked to convert it into liters. So the mil in milliliters comes from the same word as, or the same root as things like millennium, right? So that's 1,000. So if we're converting milliliters to liters, we know there's 1,000 to 1. So what does that look like? Well, a good way to think about milliliters to liters is to write down 1,000. Right, so if I have 1,000 milliliters, I have 1 liter. So how many thousands do I have in 330? Well, I have 0. How many hundreds do I have? Well, I have 3. How many tens? 3. And then 0 ones. So in liters, right, we have 0.33 liters. Another way to think about this is that we have 330 out of 1,000. So 1,000 over 1,000 will be 1 liter, but we have some number, 330, over the total, which is 1,000. And what's that? Well, that is 33 over 100. Right? We can either put that in our calculator or move the decimal point over 2 because we're dividing by 100, which again gives us 0.33. Now in this next question, we're given a couple of different measurements, and we've got to put it all together to answer what the volume is of the pile. Now at the moment, we have the weight, which is some number of kilograms, and what we need is some value of some number of centimeters cubed. Right? So that doesn't tell us anything about the weight necessarily, it just tells us how much of it there is. Right? So if we think of feathers, right? If we have some volume of feathers and compare that to, I don't know, loads of black holes, right? The black holes are going to weigh much more than the feathers. So there is some correlation, but it's not exactly the same. So in this example here, a heap of soil weighs 3,420 kilograms. If 56 centimeters cubed weighs 140 grams, what's the volume? So the first thing we need to do is to figure out, are we going to be working with kilograms or grams? And in this instance, what I'm going to do is I'm going to work in grams. So just grams is going to give me some really big numbers because there are 1,000 grams per kilogram. So if I have 3,420 kilograms, well, I have 1,000 times that many grams, which is this value here. So if I have that many grams, and I'm saying that 140 grams is 56 centimeters cubed, well, how many 56 centimeters cubed do I have? Well, I'm going to divide that number by 140. Okay, let's get the calculator out. That gives me now in the calculator we're not going to round up or round off. We're going to keep it as it is. This tells me how many 56 centimeters cubes do I have, but how many centimeters cubed do I have? Well, I have this amount multiplied by 56, right? Which gives me this number here. Centimeters cubed. Now keeping in mind, this is a really big number, but the weight is over 3 tons. So this kind of big number does make sense. So what's the volume of the pile? 1,100,000 368,000 centimeters cubed.